came back at the weekend as well against Palace, I think. And they're playing at home as well. You got someone like Conor Traore who's just kind of hitting great form. So I think they're dangerous, to be honest. I think
I'll tell you one thing I did. Sorry, Neil, I was going to say one thing I heard is that if Liverpool win every one of their remaining games up until the time you go to the Etihad to play City, you can actually win the league at City, beating them on their own patch. And I think that would be revenge, perhaps, for last year and that point that you lost the league by. So I think maybe Klopp might be thinking, I want to win every single game so we can take the title at the Etihad. That would be pretty sweet revenge.
Yeah, I think as long as he can and as feasible as it is to put a full strength team out, I think he's going to do it. I do think he's going to prioritise it over the Champions League purely because of the position we're in. And to your point, right, if you start wrapping up the league early and you manage to kind of get through some of those latter rounds of the Champions League, then actually you can focus on it. But I think until now, it would be crazy to focus on anything else but the league, given the position we're in.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And Sean, John McGinn fanboy, you've got Alexander-Arnold and Robertson in your team. What do you think? Do you reckon, for Megan to give us some advice on a triple captain, is there anything that you'll be looking to do with those two?
I do remember earlier in the season that I read a stat that if you look historically of the triple game weeks, you would have actually been better picking defenders in each of those than you would forward. With Liverpool getting 7 consecutive clean sheets now, I believe, on a bounce.
Wow.
Will that continue? All you need there is if they get 6 points in each of those for a clean sheet and then hopefully pick up an assist or a bonus point, then there's definitely some value in there. So I think possibly, they are maybe a better shout than a striker. This is a hit or miss. They either fire or they don't fire. 2 games where Liverpool will be looking to keep it tight at the back as well. So maybe there's some value in there. And then also just on West Ham, I don't know if I didn't hear anyone mention it, but one out there is maybe Mark Noble. Would someone possibly get him into their team and take a punt on them?
Yeah.
Just with him being on penalties for West Ham, and he has one of the best penalty rates in Europe, I believe. So, Liverpool haven't conceded any penalties this season, but Leicester have given away quite a few. So, maybe you can pick up some points on him.
Yeah, that's definitely a good shout, and that's one Ricky mentioned earlier as well. But Sean, do you think, have you still got your triple captain chip?
I've got it, yeah. Are
you thinking of using it?
I'm reluctant at the moment. I think we're definitely going to get another couple of game weeks, especially if we get the winners of the League Cup. That game week then, that will be a blank as well. So I just would rather have it in the bank at this stage, I think.
Sure. I mean, that stat, though, 6 clean sheets on the bounce from Liverpool, that is really, really phenomenal
amazing
form
at this stage of the season. Unbelievable. Okay, so
just clean sheets. They've actually only had 4 big chances classified as opt-out against them in those last 6 games. So, they're actually stopping it from the halfway line and really shutting everyone down.
That's fantastic. And finally then, Captain Russ, any thoughts for you for Megan? I know you've got Darren Rudolph in goal. Are you going to triple captain him?
I think I'd probably step back and not triple captain him. Obviously, he'll be playing over Pope, but at the same time, nah. It's interesting. Listening to those statistics with Liverpool, it's like it is quite tempting, isn't it? I mean, everyone's put in the 3 Liverpool players over time just for this game week. So, potentially it could give you a big score, and I could do with a big score right now. So, I'm definitely looking at triple captaining one of the Liverpool players, but I'm not sure yet who. We'll see how it goes.
It's certainly tempting. So there you go, Megan. Hopefully that helped. Have you got some advice from us that is helpful?
Yes, thanks, guys. Based on your advice, I think I'll be making the keeper triple captain. What did you say today?
The keeper? Excellent choice.
That
was just what we said. Okay, brilliant. Megan, it's lovely to hear from you. Thank you for extending our reach into Canada. Look after our Prince Harry over there, our little ginger ninja. And best of luck to you guys in the world of work.
Thanks very much, Megan.
She's gone, She's gone to get that. To get the chip on the goalkeeper. Okay, excellent, guys. So there we go. I think that really is the decision this game week 24, isn't it? It's games. So that said, I think what we will do though, we'll have a look at the rest of the games in game week 24. A quick sentence on each game. Any players you want to call out that's worth looking at? I'll ask each of you to perhaps focus on one game. Tell us what you think about it, where the points are, where the assists are, where the cleanies are, where the goals are. Let's start with the first game of game week 24. And that, of course, is Aston Villa versus Watford. John McGinn fanboy, what do you reckon?
So there's only 1 point separating these teams at the very top of the relegation zone. It's obviously a very crucial game for both of them, and I just hope that makes for some open attacking football opposed to being cagey from both teams. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been very impressed with Grealish. Got him into my team. That paid off last week with him getting a great goal, great finish. So I think I will be sticking with him in my team. I also last week assigned praises for Watford's Troy Deeney, although he missed that penalty on Saturday there, which I didn't see coming. Yeah. But I would also be tempted to get him in my team as well. I just loved his work rate, loved his attitude, love how he's just trying constantly to get forward and make something happen for Watford. So I don't know who's going to win, and possibly a 1-1 draw. Hopefully it would be something more like 2-2 draw and an opportunity for goals and picking up points there.
Any love for my man, Deulofeu?
I don't know. I'm not convinced.
No, me neither. Okay. So the jury's out on that one. Second game of the week, Bournemouth-Brighton. I think, I'll take that, lads. I'll do the dubious task of talking about this one. So Bournemouth having a bit of a shocker. Lost 4 of the last 5. Lovely handball from Cook on the weekend. He got sent off for that. And Pookie put in the penalty. So Norwich beat them 1-0, and Norwich are bottom of the table, and Bournemouth are just slipping. Brighton, on the other hand, if they can win this, they'll go 8 points clear of Bournemouth. It will be a massive win for Brighton. It would take them really away from that relegation zone. I think they'll really be looking at this as a kind of proverbial 6-pointer. So I would be tempted to say that Brighton are going to be more up for this than Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth have got a lot of injuries. I'm not seeing a pretty sight for Bournemouth here. I'm seeing a Brighton win. I don't even think Bournemouth are going to score a goal. If you look at the last few games from Bournemouth, they have really struggled to hit the target. They couldn't get one against Norwich. They couldn't get one against Watford in the game previous to that, and they also lost to West Ham previous to that 4-0. So that's 3 games that they haven't even scored. So I'm not seeing it changing for Bournemouth. Really feeling that they're going to get relegated this season. And I think Brighton are going to win that. I'm going to say Morpay, nice assist for him on game week 23, finished by Trossard. They're the 2 danger men for Brighton. They're the 2 I'd be looking at. I do think they'll get a clean sheet as well. So Lewis Dunk potentially can always pop up with a header and a cleanie. And his man next to him, Webster, he's worth looking at as well. So Brighton for me, and Ryan in goal. Next game on the list, we've got Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Captain Russ, what do you think about that one? You've got Danny Ings up top now.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be one sentence. Anyway, I think it's going to be, that's the longest sentences I've ever read in my life. I think it's going to be, it's hard to say. I think it's going to be a tough game for both teams. I can't see. I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's either going to be 0-0 or 1-1. I like to see Danny Ings, as I've just brought him back into my side. I like to see him get a goal. But at the same time, I can't see Spurs doing it. We've got no flare up.
Spurs aren't playing, mate. It's Palace versus Southampton.
Cut.
Carry on.
I was trying to deal with Beckett at the same. Sorry, yeah, Crystal Palace, Southampton. I was trying to put on Dinosaur Train at the same time. It's possible. Anyway, yeah, Crystal Palace. I mean, they let in. Even though they did really well last weekend, it's 2-2. Good result for them. But at the same time, they let in two goals. Danny Ings hopefully be there, in that box, ready to put a couple of goals in. So I'm hoping Southampton are going to do it. I think it's going to be 2-0.
Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton 2-0.
Okay, great. And Danny Ings did score against Palace on the 28th of December in the fixture where Southampton were at home. So he's got an option. He's got history against them, so not a bad shout. 2-0 to Southampton's what's the captaincy, and we then move on to Everton versus Newcastle. Ricky Pellegrini, take this one for us, would you, boy?
Yeah, I mean, just fresh from memory, having played West Ham at the weekend, they're not setting the world alight right now, right? Carlo Ancelotti's come in. He hasn't really had the impact they were all hoping for. He's obviously a big-name manager, but I don't see anything special happening in this game. I think Newcastle, they're surprising a few people this season. I see this being just Everton just edging it. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been on the score sheet a few times. With Richarlison out of the team, they're losing a little bit of that firepower. But I do see this being Everton, as they're at home, in front of their home crowd. I think it's a 2-1 Everton.
2-1 Everton, and Calvert-Lewin, he has got 4 goals in his last 6 appearances, so not a bad shout. 9 for the season. Been doing fairly well of late. So you're seeing Everton winning there, and he's the man, is he?
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Excellent. Thanks, Ricky. The next game of the week, Neil Van Dijk, take it away for us. It's Sheffield United versus Manchester City.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I don't think he's going to be a walk in the park for City. Now, you could argue that you've got, De Bruyne and Aguero, really hitting form. But to be fair, they struggled and came back into the game against Palace. And, we know all season Sheffield United have been difficult to break down as a team, and especially so Bramall Lane at home. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be close. I do think City will nick it. You may men to watch. I think, De Bruyne will unlock what will be a well-organised Sheffield United team. And I think, Aguero's in a rich vein of form. So you want to kind of bank on either of those as standout players for City.
And the thing with City, I think, is that they don't look like they did last season, like they're invincible. They do look like they could lose a game or they could draw more easily than last season. And they did against Palace. They struggled, as you pointed out. And I did think they would struggle. And I think Sheffield United will be another team that will set up defensively, be up to City to break through. That said, I mean, did anyone see that De Bruyne free kick that smashed the bar for City against Palace? I'm guessing no one, but I saw it. It's a bloody great free kick. Absolutely brilliant. Have a look at that. It was such a good free kick, but it didn't go in anyway. But that said, so Neil, you said City are going to beat Sheffield United though, or it's just?
Yeah, they will. I think they'll just edge it. I'm going for a 2-1 here. With
think Lord Lundstrom's going to get a goal for us, or is he?
No, I don't think so. Not only because I've not joined. I never jumped on that bandwagon, so he's just going to get a red card or something. No, I don't think he will. I think probably someone like Fleck will score. He's just kind of like cropping up out of nowhere with some performances.
Yeah. But cheap as well, that lad.
Yeah, exactly. He's a good shout, to be honest. And yeah, for City, I think you'll see Aguero and De Bruyne both on the score sheet, with De Bruyne up there with the assist as well.
Excellent. So Fleck, 5 million. If you're tempted by him, he did score against Arsenal, 5 goals this season, 2 assists. Not a bad cheap player if you need one of them. That takes us to the next game. Back to you, Sean John McGinn fanboy. We've got probably the tastiest one of the week to some extent, the London Derby.